Ekodida is not new to the game, and definitely the reason I'll actually begin with him is because Ekodida, a few years ago, you'd been very vocal about kukaziwa airplay. You're not being given as much airplay as you'd have wanted. You felt that there was favorism. Unapata DJ, and they'll respond. The DJs are here. You know, the DJs have been accused of playing music of only those who they feel, you know, are their people. Even before you speak, let me first introduce everyone so you can understand the conversation. Yeah. I have Ekodida as a performing artist, as you have seen. We have Mike Monda, already presented at Classic FM. We also have Yo Alex. Yo Alex is a producer. You'll hear some of, you know, during some songs, you'll hear, Yo Alex. This is the guy. He's tried to hide under a cap and over a beard, but this is Yo Alex. And aside from that, we also have DJ Melops. Yes, you know, his hair is melloping. And we have the lady in the house, DJ Lindsay. Yeah. Lizney, sorry, I beg your pardon. Lizney, like Disney with an L.
Yes, yes.
DJ Lizney.
Yes.
I have to keep saying Disney first and I say Lizney. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Look forward to a good conversation. So, Ekodida, like I was saying, you are quite vocal about the airplay that you're getting. What was your issue, first of all?
Issue yangu mainly, my main issue ilikuwa local content. Like, I remember growing up, all I said walikuwa ungeniuliza actors, your favorite actors, Ojwang, Mama Kae, watu wa vitimbi basically. Na wasaizo vioja makamani, ungeniuliza comedians, bado ni hao. Unajua, ungeniuliza watu hata nataka commit kwa life nikigrow. Apart from the president, hiyo time. Unajua, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, ilikuwa bado ni comedians. Na acha niseme local entertainers. Na kumkata walikuwa nakuja shule yetu akina Mawaka, yani tunashtuka mpaka tunalipa. Unajua mnalipa. Unajua ilikuwa that serious, just seeing them. Haikuwa ni kitu ya kawaida. Football favorite teams zilikuwa sikuwa najua hata kaa kuna EPL by the way. Nilikuwa najua Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, Rivertex, Reunion. Yani ilikuwa ni squad mzima ni ile unashona 16 ile kwa ligi Premier League yetu ndio nilikuwa najua. And nilikuwa naweza kuname players wote wa Harambee Stars. The only other team ninge mention players wote probably ilikuwa Nigeria kwa sababu walikuwa our rivals hiyo time. Sasa hii nikaa tuliluzadi hiyo track. So acha niseme basically kitu what I was trying to push for all through hiyo time ilikuwa ni local content. And what I was saying was, why would we give a priority to foreigners in our own backyard? Unajua, like if kuna mtu akona interest sana about foreign music, kunaweza cheza 10%, alafu kama uko na interest excess enda YouTube. Unajua, ifai kwa vice versa. You know, ifai kwa ati huku home ndio tunacheza 90% foreign then 10% local, na kama mtu akona interest sana na local aende YouTube. But I get enough for the other way.
Let me ask you, but what's the practicality of that? Do we have enough good local content? Because one of the concerns that we'll bring it to the DJs and the representer, quality. Kuna watu wanakupatia ngoma, you know, Mike works at Classic. There's a standard for the brand. If you're playing music that's not quality, do you have enough ndio tuseme 90%?
Personally, kwanza tukisema muziki, tuko na excess. Tuko na excess. Yaani ukisema tu ngoma zangu peke yake.
Wewe unaweza jaza station moja.
Mimi kwa gani ukajua zile zenye hata sijatoa studio jinapiga hesabu na wapatia excess. Yani there's too much. Like in a day naweza do like 2 songs. So hata mimi mwenyewe na have to hold back creativity yangu na thoughts zangu due there's too much to release out there that probably hata the industry is not ready for. So I have to say to reality now, what's on the ground reality. Do you know how many artists are there in Kenya? Local upcoming artists. Wale wa dope hawajaiona tu hiyo limelight. Wale ni wakali lakini hiyo limelight ndio hana, kwa sababu wanapiga hesabu tukicheza Eunice Njeri moja, tucheze Ekodida 2, tucheze Dadion 3, time imeisha, hizo zingine tucheze Kak Franklin and the rest of the guys. You get it? So ule mtu wa mashinani hata haipata hiyo chance. Kwetu honest. Tumepanga hivyo.
Okay.
So there's excess content. Kuna watu hata nishaipata nao asiwa movies. Msana anakuambia hakuna space kwetu. Mimi ndo movie zangu wanawin mawadi za chini ya maji huko chini. Hata ikisemwa kwa gazeti ni kama by the way.
Okay, I want to bring in Mike and the DJs as well to respond to this. Do you feel there's enough quality local music to actually play and sustain that much?
Well, I don't think the problem is in terms of content. The content is there. It's a lot of, but there's a misconception that people believe once you create a hype around the artist, then the artist becomes hot. Now, I'll give you an example. There was a song a few years back called Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Yeah, very popular record. Everyone loved it. I think at some point it had the most streams on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes. And if you look at that scenario, it's I think what a lot of Kenyan artists are trying to push, and I think it's the wrong approach. It's not about building the hype. Hype dies. Hype is fickle. You can build a hype. You can build hype around an artist, and in 2-3 years, if that's the only record an artist has, or maybe one album, for lack of a better word, and there's no more product to consume from that artist fades away. I think the procedure should be that artists should look to build fans, to create a fan. Now, a person who listens to your record is not necessarily a fan. A person who enjoys your record is not necessarily your fan. Because a person who, like Gangnam Style, people enjoyed the record, but who here can say bought a CD from that artist? Or even
It's currently at 3.3 billion.
3.3 billion, yeah. No one bought a CD, no one would buy a t-shirt from him, no one would buy, and that's at the end of the day what the music business is about. You want to make something, a return on your investment. So I believe that as much as the content is there, and by the way, Kenyans do consume content from Kenyan artists. As of 2018, last year, there was, I think, over 1 billion curated playlists on Boomplay alone individual streams for Kenyan music, just on Boomplay, over 1 billion. That shows artists that Kenyans are consuming music differently. It's not about radio, it's not about the DJ, it's not about how are the listeners consuming your music, and that's what I think artists should start listening to, and understanding that if the artist is or the listener is consuming your music online, I think radio takes a back seat to that. I think you as an artist should keep being consistent with your music, because that consistency is what will bring out a fan base, and that fan base is what you can now monetize and say, you know what, I'm going to create merchandise, I'm going to do a concert, and I'll fill in a stadium, or I can fill in a club. So many of the artists today who come saying, you know what, Mike, I think I'm the hottest artist, yeah? I asked them, if I put you in a hall and I told you sell tickets, how many people would come to that concert? Would you be able to fill it up to capacity? Now, if you cannot do that, as a radio presenter, I have to sit back and ask myself, okay, fine. What is your financial value to my audience? Like, are my audiences going to pay to see you? Because at the end of the day, I'm looking to put my station on the ground. I'm looking to go down there and say, you know what, I've brought Ekodida.
Okay, I want to go to the DJs for me to respond to the same. Let's start with you, Melops.
I think content is there. Content, there's no doubt about it. As Ekodida said, leave alone.
Are you playing this content, or are you still playing
I'm
a lot
playing.
of
No,
Nigerian? Carry on fast.
The problem is, content is there. Let me speak for the DJs. Some DJs are just lazy. They don't like looking for content. Yeah, doing research. Who's hot in Kisumu? Who's doing what? Who's song just? Yeah, who's chucked a song in Marsabit? Who's that Masai guy with the Karungu doing a specific jam that is gonna hit? Sometimes we become lazy in that. Ekodida, we only know who Ekodida is gonna drop a song next month. He's gonna send it to my email. But this guy who doesn't have even my email, they don't know maybe there's a Kenyan Gospel DJ's email, or there's Cream de la Cream's email.
But let me add to that.
Yeah.
But if it's a Jamaican upcoming artist, atafanya research about him. Atafanya research about a Nigerian upcoming artist. Lakini atafanya ya msako Bungoma.
True. So it's a 50-50 kind of thing. Again, I think it's again the hype. What are guys listening to? If I'm a DJ who's lazy, doesn't want to do research, whatever guys are jamming to the most is whatever I'm gonna play. I'm not going to take my time to go do research and say, oh, there's a guy in Marsabit, man, this guy is hot. Let me just start playing him. I'm the only guy playing this guy. He'll be like, no, Ekodida, I had DJ so-and-so play Ekodida, I had Tinani. So what I mean, Ekodida.
So you all get comfortable in the same space.
Exactly. That's the problem. That's the main problem with the DJs. But not all DJs. Some DJs actually do their research. Actually go analyze them, say, hey, man, I actually got to interact with a Ugandan DJ. And he was like, yo, what we do is, wherever we go to a specific area, we ask guys, yo, who's hot here? nani hata hajatoa ngoma yake ana huyu freestyle na beat to instrumental. You go listen to those guys. When that guy chucks a jam, by the way, and you believe in that guy, push that guy to the maximum, that guy will hit. Because you went and looked for the guy wherever he was, and you're like, say, good rap,
Okay. Listen, the lady.
Okay, for me, I would support DJs. I would say, well, for a starter, there is content. But now DJs are not lazy. Even the artists are lazy. Sometimes someone is upcoming, let's say in Meru, they chuck their song, then I don't know. You can't reach me, I don't know you. So there is that connection. We don't have connection with the artists. Yes, there is content, but also artists are lazy. They're not pushing their content.
Exactly, and to add on that, there's a belief that if I send my music to DJ Mo, it will hit more than whatever DJ Lindsay is going to play. But you see, even in Meru, there are DJs in Meru. You need to start with that guy. Don't just send to Mo because Mo is the biggest, hottest guy in TV.
And just to add to that, just like you're saying, in fact, more than a radio station, to an artist, a DJ is the most important person, more than a radio station, because if Leslie, if Melops go to a club or go to an event and they play that song, that's a direct connection to an audience.
True.
It doesn't get real. The average Kenyan listens to radio in a week a total of 11 minutes. Did you know that? The average Kenyan. People don't sit down and pay attention and say, oh my God, what is he saying? Or it's a very passive medium. You're listening to radio while you're driving a car, while you're in a matatu, you're busy on your phone, you're washing dishes, it's a very passive medium. And because of that, a lot of people won't really pay attention to how good your song is. Yes. But with a DJ, now they'll pay attention because they came to listen to them play.
True.
I want to bring in, just for a bit, I want to bring in your Alex. This guy is a producer. He handles a lot of artists. Yes. Some of who will hit, some of whose music ends in your studio. It hits in the studio, and then after that,
You know, one thing, I blame to the artist and also the DJs and everyone in the industry. First of all, the structures themselves. First of all, when I release a song, I forward to like every DJ. And then you attach the link to the YouTube link, the 3 pieces they wanted, and then you give a bio of the artist. And then you tell them, can you kindly play this, and if you can be able to reach other DJs, like because this DJ share music, share it too. And then I get to listen to one of the shows, maybe on radio, TV, then you get the same content that's being played. You can hear even a DJ play the song twice. On radio.
Due to public demand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reason being, say they don't have content. They say, oh, your music. I ask another Kenyan DJ, like, hey, how comes you don't play your music and I attach every song I release on your email? Say, hey, update me the songs you have produced. See, they don't even check on their emails.
Let me ask, just for the sake of those who are watching may not know you, Alex, so which are some of the songs that you've produced?
I've worked with the Kodida on his Sa. Yeah, I've worked with Hope Kid of all his songs. I've worked with the likes of Kevo K-Force, Benachi Monake, LJ Masai, so many records out there.
So at least now he gives us credibility that he's got award-winning songs. Or maybe we'll be told we've brought an underdog, which is not wrong. Okay, you had something to say.
Yes, I wanted to comment on what you said. Like sometimes they send us songs that we don't play.
Yes.
Sometimes not all the songs. It depends where we are playing. You also have to look at the fan base. You're in a club, let's say, like an example. Then there's a song you can play there sometimes. Then the fans, what they want. See, you're playing, they come requesting. There's a client, they're the fans. You need to make them happy at the end of the day.
I tend to disagree. Reason being, the ones want to make this artist be known by playing their music. You can't just...
Not really.
No, listen. Let me finish. If you play the Kodida, you play the Kodida Kajulikana, sindio. His music was great. Don't ignore these emails thinking because this artist is not known that you can't play their music, they'd be known. Trust me, even the songs sometimes they play, you wonder
But
played over and over. Played over and over.
True, right?
That's
so
true.
at least fan ndio ataamua kama atapenda hii muziki ama hatapenda. So play the music, the fans decide. The problem is not even with the messenger, it's the message itself.
Can I add to what he's saying?
Then we bring in Mike.
Fight back. When it comes to local, we really think so hard. tunafikirianga sana
Yeah.
hii ngoma
That
inaweza shika kweli, hii ngoma ni kitu watu wanaweza sikia kwa club wapende kweli, and you really think so much, but ikikam ni foreigner, ni Mtanzania tu fulani, unacheza hata ufikiri mara mbili.
But that's the perception that you have. You see, for us, everyone thinks differently. For me, I will play. First of all, if I get a song and I like it, you know, kila mtu kuna venye, kuna ngoma anapenda, nikisikia hii nipende sana, definitely nita play. So whatever you give me is what I'll present first. Then icheze leo, kesho hakuna mtu amerespond, tafanya nini?
Issue nilikuwa nao main ni someone like me had a big fan base when that was happening. So when you say money fan base, I was looking for, I was already there. Would I get? Alafu niko nimeenda hata beyond what people thought. Watu wananiambia vitu kama petty things, you know. I used to meet people, DJ na muuliza, sasa kwa nini uchezangi ngoma yangu? Anakutana naye kwamba buda jo umelose, the last time ulitoa song jo sijui ni wewe, na umeangalia YouTube. Ati sasa yako nitoe YouTube kwa nini namuuliza? Si Kak Franklin anakuletea gama. Mimi wewe anakuletea gama, you get it? Someone get personally comes to me, but ikikuja ni foreigner anaweza fanya hiyo kazi.
Is it that DJs want to feel important?
Yeah, sometimes we want to feel important, because sometimes hata nyinyi utulenga.
Atukatai
unaweza pita tu hivi na nilenga.
I brought someone. You go to YouTube, but I brought him. Nikamwambia shida ni kuletewa ndio hii. Then he didn't play, and then I asked him what happened. Akaanza kuniambia hip hop si ngoma ya mass. To be honest, my first song that will break out now was hip hop. Niko na reason. Na ilikuwa inasikizwa mpaka huko Shinyalu, huko chini ya maji, hata kwenye doesn't exist Kenya. So when someone tells you kuna hizo vitu, I think let me say the main problem wasn't the artist, the content, the following and all that we're talking about here. Main problem is personal issues. I think some people don't know how to separate professionalism. Hii ni job, niko job. Siko hapa kucheza record zangu vitu napenda, niko hapa kuchezea watu. Una get pasi akienda church, hayuko hapo ku preach someone anapenda, ako hapo ku preach someone God anaminstruct. This population inahitaji kusikia hii.
So let me ask, and he brings up a good point of Franklin didn't bring you his songs.
True.
Lil Wayne, this is an example you give, for instance. They don't give you their songs, you find them online, right? So is it
whatever I was saying, if Lil Wayne did something so that now we know him, he marketed himself.
Yes.
For me, I don't even know his first song.
Yes.
But now he grew, he pushed himself to the market. So what I'm saying is artists sometimes are lazy. Nimetoa ngoma si DJ acheze. Sasa mita kujudge saa ingine shwali.
Let me respond to that Kirk Franklin and Lil Wayne statement. Let me explain. Remember what I said earlier. Just because someone likes your record doesn't make them a fan. That's something that artists need to understand.
That's true.
Sure.
Kirk Franklin, how long has he been in the game?
Very
He
long.
has a fan base already.
True.
Yeah. If he came to Kenya, put him in Yao Stadium, he'll fill it up. You get what I mean? Lil Wayne, same thing. He already has a fan base. Now, I always ask artists, have you created your fan base? Now, the only way to do that, look at some of the songs that we know nothing about. Go to YouTube today. You could literally be a non-entity and get 10K views in a day. Do you understand?
Example,
Yeah, exactly. A non-entity, get 10K views. That gives you an indication of where people are consuming music, how they're doing it. People nowadays are consuming music on the go. You understand? So you will need to have probably your own curated playlists. That's why companies, international companies like Spotify, iTunes have become so popular. Kenyans are even subscribing to these platforms.
Okay, I want us to listen to what the guys in Murang'a have to say, because this Kenyan music is not Nairobi music. I want to transfer to Martin Mora right now, who's in the county of Murang'a, speaking to some of the artists there. Martin, we want to hear from what the people of Murang'a have to say in regards to whether they feel their music is being played enough or not.
I think yes, again live from Murang'a County. I've rightly said. Here I have a lady and two gentlemen. Actually, one who plays bongo music, the lady plays gospel music, Kikuyu gospel music, and the gentleman on my right plays gospel music, that is English and Swahili. But I just want to talk to them. I just want to hear from them the challenges that they go through before the music, the music is played on TV, before the music is played on even radio, because artists coming from this machinani always have a challenge pushing the music to higher level. First of all, I'll start on my right. I just want you to start by telling me your names and what challenges do you go through as an artist?
Okay, thank you, Martin. I go by the name of Slim in a rap group called Before Sea Burning for Christ. I think the first or many challenges people get is, well, how do you get your music out there to the market, into the world? First of all, watu hawakujui, hakuna mse anajua wewe ni nani, so unataka kuset target ya market ile wase wakujui. I think for me ni ile kitu imetu help ni we had a good, tumekuwa Nairobi, tumefanya shows before people took breaks and doing live hustles. Ni challenging pia kupata promoters. Unakuta msee amemake do fulani alafu anakucharge, tuseme for example msee amecharge show 50 na amekuita alafu anakupatia ka 10 na alikuwa anatumia jina yako, uko like hey, kulingana venye nilisikia nilikuwa ni get this kind of amount, but unakuta unakuwa ripped off what you are supposed to pay, na wende unalipa studio, unaona, unalipa studio time, unalipa music video, which is not cheap actually, it's something quite expensive. Okay. Yeah.
Sasa to my left, ni challenges gani unapitia kama msanii wa kike na maybe kuweza kupush muziki wako?
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Sukim, naiba gospel music, na challenges zenye mtu huwa anapata ni kuwa kama sisi ladies, unaitiwa kazi, unaenda unafanya, unaona sasa maybe huyo mwenye amekuita hakuwa anakuita ati akulipe, alikuwa anataka mapenzi. Sasa hizo ni challenges zenye wanawake tunapata. Na sasa tukiproduce hizi music zetu, tukiziweka kwa CD, unaweka namba yako hapo. Haya, ukienda home after kuperform, unasikia kama saa 9 hivi unapigwa masimu, hey, we uko married, uko nini. Sasa those are the challenges that we get. Yeah.
Na shows mnapata shows, na maybe shows zenyewe zile mnapata zinalipa kulingana vile mnafaa kwa mnalipa kama wasanii?
Shows zenye tunapata hazilipi. Wacha niseme wasanii wengi hawalipi, lakini mimi niko na advantage. Niko hapa Murang'a, nimechukuliwa na Magwairia, mimi napata shows zake, naenda nalipwa vizuri. Sasa wasanii wengine wenye hawajulikani wanakaa na muziki yao kwa nyumba, na hizo ndizo challenges zenye sasa unaona mtu ameimba, ako na wimbo poa, na sasa hawezi pata kitu. Okay.
Msanii, nataka tu nianzie kwa majina, uniambia wewe kulingana na wewe ni changamoto zipi ambazo unapitia kama msanii wa nyimbo za Kiswahili ama Bongo?
Mi ni Mad Max ama Cheesy Boy, na mi kama msanii wa Bongo kuna changamoto mingi sana ambayo tunapitia sisi kama upcoming artist, kwa sababu nakumbuka mara ya kwanza mimi kuingia studio, mara ya kwanza kuenda studio fulani ambayo nilikuwa nataka studio. Unajua kama unataka ngoma yako angalau iwe imehit, lazima utafute label yenye iko sawa. Na nilistuka sana wakati nilisikia audio naambiwa ni 20,000. So unapata these producer hawajali hawa upcoming artist. Producer wanajali ambao washa grow, wako ndani ya music. So inapata kama sisi upcoming artist inakuwa ni shida sana, kwa sababu for example mimi hata kama nafanya kazi, it's hard for me to manage 20k ndio at least nipate audio. Sasa hiyo nakumbuka hata video yenyewe bado sijatoa. So inakuwa ni ngumu sana kwetu. Bado ile kupata riziki yetu after tushatoa ile ngoma, okay nimetoa hiyo 20k. Sasa ni wakati wangu niona ile pesa itarudi. Lakini inakuwa ni ngumu sana hata kumarket ngoma yako bado inakuwa ni stress. Inabidi wewe mwenyewe ajipeleke kwa club. Wewe mwenyewe una gain ile effort, unaenda kuimba ndo at least watu wajue ngoma yako. Inabidi unauliza job hapa kule, ukiangukia job ya kuimba kwa harusi, kwa sababu Bongo wanapenda harusini sana. Lakini bado hairudishi ile pesa yako. Ukiangalia ile maintenance yote umetumia mpaka kutravel kuenda wapi studio kurudi nini shughuli, bado hairudishi pesa yako. Inakuwa ni ngumu sana.
Mnatumia mitandao ya kijamii muweze kupata followers?
Naam, tunatumia sana mimi kwangu haswa ninapoenda kwa club, kwa sababu apart from kuwa mimi ni musician, mimi na kazi yangu nyingine ni kuwa host wa karaoke. So by the time mimi na host karaoke, I usually say nipate Instagram, nipate wapi, nipate Facebook, at who. Lakini bado ukiangalia the moment unaongea ile story, unajua at club mko na walevi, unapata ni 2 3 ndio wanapata ile information. So it's really hard. Kuongea kweli ni ngumu sana kwa upcoming artist kufika mahali ambapo wanataka kufika, kwa sababu unafinyiliwa kuanzia chini. cause kama studio atakulipisha gali then itabidi umekaa sana. Tuko na artist wengi sana nje ambao ni pesa hawana, ambao wangekuwa wamepata mtu ambaye anawashikilia, for example anasema mimi nachukua upcoming artist, basi wangekuwa tumeenda far sana. Yeah.
Amesema kuwa imekuwa ni ngumu kupush music huko nje, hasa kwa msanii ambaye ni upcoming mashinani. Wewe unakubaliana na hii jambo kuwa ati local stations hazichezi local content enough katika station zetu? Wanapenda kuchukua nyimbo za Nigeria na za Bongo kutoka badala ya kucheza muziki za Kenya.
Hiyo nakubaliana nayo. Juu sasa kufikia kupeleka nyimbo zetu kwa studio inakuwa gumu sana. Juu wanatakanga kucheza zenye wamezoea, zenye za wakubwa, za wasanii wakubwa. Sasa kama sisi unapata mtu una struggle sana kufika kwa hizo. Na kuambia wakuchezee, unaona ni kama wanakusumbua, unawasumbua. Sasa hiyo ni challenges. Yeah.
Msanii Slim, unacheza nyimbo za gospel na tumekuwa tukiona wasanii wa gospel imefika mahali wanaanza kucheza hadi ndani ya clubs. Ni kuonesha kuwa show haziko enough ama ni nini? Shida ni ipi?
Hiyo swali ni poa sana. So venye kuna happening unakuta places ka clubs ndio kuna kuanga na events mingi. Unakuta mtu ataka ku market club, tuseme hapa pali tuko na club, anataka kuwa anapata customers wengi, anaona kuna artist kwa hapa na mse nikimleta ataleta wateja wengi. So una get wewe mse anakujua, tuseme maybe manager huko ananijua, anasema na mimi hujua Slim, so sinaweza muita event yangu akuje na perform. Huwezi kata juu at the end of the day uko na riziki, kuna vitu unafaa you pay, you have bills to pay. But mimi usema if I'm grounded, I have to have mentors. Unajua mentor wangu lazima ajue ni aje, nimeitosho ya club unaonaje, naweza enda ama nisiende, kulingana venye hii kwa kiniambia wewe si unajua uko fiti, ground yako uko poa in faith, wewe enda, na lakini uende na mse accountability, mse atakukeep in check. Yeah.
Swali tu langu la mwisho kwenye wasanii, na napatia tu sekunde 30 tu mniambie. Ni lipi mngetaka maybe serikali ifanye ndio wasanii wadogo na muziki wa Kenya uweze kupepea mbali?
For me naweza sema kama unasikia Madam Sukima anasema governor huko anamsupport. For her already ameshamekiwa ground, and I would throw it like a challenge to the county government also ya Murang'a. Isikuwe tu ni wakumbuke pia kuna upcoming artist, kuna msi talent yake ako poa sana in talent, so it's good wakuwe na talent events kama za Murang'a youth event ile wasiwa kamwe wa showcase their talent, na watu wanaweza promote talent ya watu wengi sana. Yeah, I think it's an opportunity for even upcoming, utaona ufanya hii music for your own benefit, utakuwa gain kitu ingine pia. Yeah.
Asante. Wewe ungetaka maybe serikali kuu na serikali ya county ifanye?
Kama serikali kuu ningetaka watuchukue kama tu wafanyikazi hao wengine, ikiwezekana tukue pensionable, lakini sijui kama hiyo ni mzuri.
Asante. Yako ni hapo.
Kama venye Slim amesema, I think ukiangalia county government of Murang'a inapenda kukuza talent sana. Nimekuwa nikisikia sports, volleyball, unaona football, kila kitu, but kutoka the time nimekuwa nikiishi Murang'a sijaisikia event fulani that tunakuza talent ya waimbaji, ati musician, ati next week tutakuwa na musician, tunatafuta musician upcoming. So ningeomba tu county government ya Murang'a angalau iangalie, maana kunao wengi wako chini. Mimi nikikwambia mwao unajua ambao bado hawajafika ile ligi, wanauliza tutaanza wapi, Mad Max tutaanza wapi? Kwa hivyo ningeomba tu kaunti ya Murang'a ijaribu juu chini, jaribu kuwainua, angalau ina post mashow ya kutafuta talent, na ni kweli Murang'a kuna talent zaidi ya sana. Nashukuru.
Dan, as you have rightly heard from these artists, they are saying the challenges that they are going through is lack of shows, lack of airtime, and even money to do production. What they're asking for is help from the county and the national government, even if it is a studio that will be set up to help produce their music, because some of them cannot afford the amount that is required to produce a song. And even after they produce, they don't get the shows, they don't get the money back. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you very much, Martin Mora, for that good conversation. You could say hi to Slim. I knew him many years back before he grew a beard and the box haircut. But nonetheless, thank you very much. Guys, we've had some very good concerns from Muranga, and we've had interesting ones about women who are paid by being demanded to give of themselves sexually. We've heard about the cost of production. We'll come to you, Alex. You guys may be sounding too expensive. You're talking about upcoming, but you're charging them the rate of the established artists. There's a question about Naomba Serikali. What else can be done as a solution by the artists? Crossover to Migori County. Lizni, who did you play?
I played Kenyan music.
Who did you play? No.
Masauti is upcoming. Then I've played Otile Brown. Then I've played Naiboy. Yes, yeah.
Okay, Melops.
Yeah.
Who did you play?
I played Council. I played, this guy is called who? Danpa Records. It's a bunch of artists. Saudi Soul was featured. Akina, this guy is called who? Timmy that. I played Timmy. I played, this guy is called who? Forgot the name.
So which
played a bunch of artists.
Which upcoming artists have you played there?
The only artist I've played is Rani. He's called who? This guy with Dufla. That's the only guy who's up and coming. Yeah.
Up and coming.
Yeah, yeah.
So majority of your songs is the hit songs, the big names and the likes.
Yeah.
No, not that there's anything wrong with it. Maybe a Kodida and your Alex may think otherwise. Yeah. But before we get into that, because I know it's a commercial getting into, let us cross over to the county of Migori, where we have yet another discussion on the same, where Bernardo Juang is standing by with a few people there to discuss the same conversation about music, local music, and whether they get enough airplay, whether the fans and the people who listen to music actually appreciate the amount of Kenyan music played, or should it be done more? Bernard, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Dan. Just as you have said, we are here in Migori town. Remember, with me here are artists from this region. They are already produced music, and some of them are getting airplay there in Nairobi, and even all in these local radio stations here. And the main issue here, we'll be talking to them why is it that many artists nowadays they prefer YouTube, and also we'll like to know whether what they think about music. Do they get something out of music that they are doing? To start with, you'll start with your name. Tell us what kind of music do you do? Start with your name.
My name is Philip K-Phil, an artist, music gospel. I do contemporary gospel, worship, praise and worship. Yeah, I'm there.
And you?
Majina yangu ni Veroline. Mimi ni mwimbaji wa sifa na kuabudu. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Vincent Ochieng. I'm a minister of praise and worship. I also am a gospel musician.
And you?
Monata Yusuf. I do gospel and praises. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, lady and gentlemen here, we've been seeing many artists nowadays. They prefer uploading their videos or their music on YouTube. Why do you think? Why YouTube?
One thing, I don't know if to start, I have so many reasons, but the major one is play Kenya, eat Kenya. You guys, you need to be playing Kenyan music, because now we end up just having YouTube as a platform that we can air our music. So at the end of it all, it's the hardness that we get, that we encounter in taking our music to TV stations. You've done a good video content take, or unapata msee anakwambia, man, you have to do something about this. So inabidi, you do it in YouTube, you get other platforms that can take you out there.
So YouTube, how do you benefit?
YouTube, you benefit ni kama to any other platform. Unapata, if you have an account, or if you're using somebody's account, you get paid according to the views you have over there and the subscribers.
Yeah. You're saying that you're doing gospel music.
Yes.
You'll just tell me, have you benefited from your music since you started?
Okay. Kulingana na mimi imenisaidia sana, nimeweza kufaidika kupitia kwa hii uimbaji. Kwa sababu gani? Wakati unatoa wimbo inahitaji uwe na pesa. Na hizo pesa pia zinakuletea pesa ambazo utahitaji nawe pia upate kiwango cha juu zaidi kuliko kile ambacho ulitumia ukitoa mziki wako. Yeah.
Na YouTube, ngoma zako ziko YouTube?
Yeah. Ngoma yangu iko huko kupitia kwa akaunti ya mtu mwingine. Na hivyo basi kwa sababu ambayo ilinifanya mimi kuweka ngoma yangu YouTube ni kwamba wakati unataka kuweka wimbo wako kupitia kwa redio ama mfano KTN, ni hivi, sababu ni kwamba hautawekewa kule. Reason wanataka wachukue ngoma za nje kwa sababu zimehit. Sababu ni kwamba nataka kuwahimiza ya kwamba muweze kutumia mziki wetu nazi pia tukaweze kuwa famous.
And you?
Okay, my say is that just from what my sister said is that the music industry, why most musicians go for YouTube is that the competitive nature of the music industry. You get it that many musicians are out there. Now, the thing is that they are highly competitive in those who are in the limelight, wale ambao wako kule nje, wale ambao washajitambulika. Unapata kuwa hizi vyombo vya habari vinawachukulia, vinawapatia kipaumbele ili muziki zao ziweze kuchezwa na kuwaacha kuwashusha wale ambao bado ndio wanakuja. Sasa sisi wale ambao bado tuko chini tunakuja, tunaelewa okay, basi the only platform for us to go is YouTube, na hapo ndipo tuna access through those accounts.
How do you benefit from YouTube now?
Okay, ukiweka muziki wako YouTube na vile watu wengi kwa mfano wana access hiyo YouTube, unakuta kwamba wakilike, for example, vile umejiandikisha unatumiwa pesa kwa account yako direct. Unlike vile unachukua song yako unaipeleka kwa radio station ichezwe, alafu wale wahudumu wa huko wanakosa kuicheza, unakuta kwamba wanaku undergrade, as in wanafanya hiyo huduma yako ambayo uko nayo haiwezi kuwa exposed to the world. Sasa unakuta kwamba sisi ambao tuko hapa chini tunakandamizwa sana, na wanachukua songs zenye ni za watu ambao wameendelea kutoka, for example, let's say Nigeria. Somebody like Elijah Oyala, they take their songs and they leave others like wale wasanii wa, so media mnaweza to support us.
Wacha niongezea hapo na swali ni unalipwa aje ukipitia YouTube. Najua YouTube despite kukulipa you get coverage, a huge coverage that you can count with different people, and you know most people have got help through YouTube. Yeah, you get somebody can be able to sing but she or he doesn't have money to take that, but if you just upload your video unapata mtu anaiona. So basically YouTube, it's not for paying, but in a way it also takes us outside there.
Well, okay, we've been now in Kenya. We have a Music Copyright Society of Kenya, and have you tried? Because they are there to help you as artists. Have you tried at least registering with them?
Yeah, when you mesema, you've just put it so easy that they are there to help you. These guys, some of them, they don't help us. They eat from us. Now, for instance, you know, they are now. I think there are now 3. Prisk. We have another one called Mpake and MCSK. Now, I don't know where to go. I'm just left because, you know, I'm an artist coming from Shags, and I want to make it to Nairobi. And these guys, they call me, man. They call me a lot. I don't know. So I think they'll have to give us an outline that at least we can be able to know if you work hard, you get paid for your work.
How do the society, how do they check your music? Because you are doing music, gospel. How do they check your music?
Okay. The society inachukulia mziki wangu hivi ni kwamba inawabariki na hata hivyo inawafariji na kubadilisha maisha ya wengine. Wimbo wangu ni kuhusu sifa ama maabudio ambayo inawaalika watu kujiandaa kuja kwa Yesu Kristo. Kwa hivyo inawasaidia wengi wakaweze kumjua Mungu, na hivyo basi wakaweze kujiandaa for the second coming of Jesus.
Kuna mpango za kujisajili na MCSK?
Yeah, kwa sababu ya pesa sijajisajili bado, lakini mkinipea line, yeah.
Well, I'll speak the last person, then I get back to you, Dan. Do you intend to register with the MCSK?
Yeah, I do intend, since it's the sure body that when you register with you have got sure copyright. Yeah, these issues of pirating my song, hii mambo ya mara umetapeliwa katika nyimbo zako, hautaweza kufanya nini? Hautaweza kuipata. Ya kwa sababu sasa wewe mwenyewe sasa unakuwa yule mwenyewe wa halali ambaye ametoa kile nyimbo. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Dan. You've just heard from the artist here from Migori County. They are saying that that despite the availability of that body they called MCSK, they are not seeing anything good out of here. They are saying that Play Kenya, Build Kenya. They are requesting that all media says, and even the media, music corporate society should come out, at least help them come to the ground, talk to them, give them the way forward, and also help them get airplay. They are also talking about music from outside the country getting more airplay, even better than them. Most of those music, they have content with them. They have music that has content, but those that are being given the opportunity are letting them down, and that is really discouraging them and also demotivating them. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Bernardo Juang. And I'll be honest, as the people on that side were speaking, we had our own debate going on in here, and I'll just let us ride on that first of all. Ekodida and DJ Lizni are arguing. Dida says if you're a specialized DJ, you still should play other music. For instance, we know our very own Chris Darlin has specialized in reggae. But Ekodida feels when he goes to a concert where you also have fans like, fans of Ekodida who want to listen to hip hop, he should still play. Trap. You've left hip hop, sasa. Saliti. But it's fine.
But branch hip hop.
So what is your concern?
I was telling him, DJing is also a career that we take. It's a profession. It's paying our bills. So if I feel reggae is paying my bills, and I specialize on it, I give him an example of a doctor. Tuko na dentist, tuko na daktari sijui wa what do you call wa mifupa, makucha. Na huyo daktari, not that ajui ati vitu zingine. Ukienda maybe uko na kahede kanaweza kurekomendia, but si speciality yake. So when I choose the line of reggae, usini blame. That's what I like. That's what paying my bills. So usini force nijue kila kitu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which ina make sense. Nasikata ya 100%. Point yangu ni kuna ma DJ Kenya wamelema. Like akiwa DJ school alikuwa na train tuna beats za kapuka, beats zenye zinaweza dansika hivi. Unajua beats ni different. Kuna beats za kufanya tu usikie kwenda hivi na kuna beats za ta. Beats ni different. So kuna waswali specialize na beats fulani. So wakikuja kwa tuseme yako na program kubwa yenye nasikizwa. Actually ni program inafaa kucheza all songs. Si ya show moja, tuseme ni reggae show, ni show ya TV yenye inacheza all types of songs. Yeye atakuja, kila artist anamletea ngoma, anamwambia ngoma jo kitu ka trap haelewi, kitu ka trance haelewi, kitu ka reggae haelewi, anacheza kapuka pekee. So every artist anakuwa forced to, ukitaka ngoma yako icheze kwa hii program, ni lazima ufanye ngoma inafanana kama hivi. Una get?
Yeah.
So those people acha niseme wana mess up artists, kwa sababu at the end of the day mimi point yangu ni a DJ should be, most DJs should be like dereva. Wewe ni ka dereva. Unafujue stages zote zenye unashukishia watu. Kuna watu washuki Kawangware.
Kuna madereva na kwa express.
Yes.
But to be honest, in the industry, main point ni tuko na dereva wanafaa kwa main, wanafaa kwa dereva ushikisha kila stage. Kwa sababu as a DJ utapata shows zenye watu wanasikiza Mogithi, watu wanasikiza watu hawajui trap at all, watasikiza Mogithi. Wewe umekuja na mimi ni mtu wa trap. So kila ngoma hao ni mashow wanataka tu Mogithi.
Umeisikia na trap. Show saa nyingine tunakuanga under instructions pia. Kuna show umeingia, kuna watu wako behind us. Producer amesema hii show nataka ucheze hivi. What do you want us to do? It's a job pia sisi tuko. Amesema hii show ni ya reggae ama hii show ni ya dancehall. So usiblame to DJ pekee because okay, we are carrying your burden. Sisi tuko na we know all the by the way we know most of the songs.
This is not a fight for viewers out there. We are not doing blame game. Means pinagi blame game. We are here to just hear out each other na kujaribu kuangalia okay, where's the problem, how can we solve it. It's not, I'm not here na personal ma DJ no atiaji do tuko hapa, shida iko wapi, how can we sort it. And these are jobs. If these are jobs, we look at it from angle, these are jobs. Why should we, if ni jobs really why should we be a country that imports workers? Unajua mostly ama import stuff that we already have. When I get like we have 90% tuko na sugar hapa, tuko na kampuni za sugar, lakini tuna make sure tunatafuta nini sugar inatoka bado kutoka nje. Tuko na mahindi, tuko na wakazi watu wakulima wanakufa njaa, wako na mahindi zinaozea kwa shamba, while sisi tuna import mahindi. Basically that's what we're doing with music. These are jobs. When we start playing so much foreign stuff, while you have local artists producing this stuff, why do you expect ule msema mauza ng'ombe wafanye video quality na audio quality aende na amefanya di marketing hadi kila kitu alafu anaenda up akona hizo ngoma zake kwa nyumba? You get it? We're importing workers.
Let me say one thing. DJs play songs for various reasons. Again, these guys are human beings. Hakuna ati assistant.
These guys, say us guys.
Yeah, oh yeah. Us guys. Yeah, sorry. Us guys are human beings, man. So there's no machine that dictates what we play. It's us guys play one according to feelings. If I feel your song, man, I'll play it times 55. Maybe Lindsay won't be feeling your song as much as I do.
True.
So nikicheza set yangu utafeel Kodida amechezwa sana kwa sababu manze mimi napenda umso toja mfiti na actually I don't even know you personally maybe. But hey manze umsa amevumburusha ngoma za. Honestly speaking, do you know Diamond personally?
No.
But ngoma zake zina cause DJ mwanacheza hivyo sana unamsikia hivyo manze ana feel umse sana. That's number 1. 2, it's supply and demand. I've gone to a gig. This guy, like last year I did a, what do you call it, an India party somewhere. There's a chick who kept on asking for yokote kila saa, like after every 5 seconds. Chezea yokote. Anarudi. Mwanzo anarudi kama amevaa mask nyingine mse mwingine different. Sasa DJ, naweza chezea yokote. Like you know check side. As in it's supply and demand. As in the crowd demands a certain type of sound. Wewe na umeamua manze leo nimevumburusha Kodida but hawa wana insist tu manze nicheze. Leo nimecheza Maua Sama, nimecheza sijui nini but kuna mtu ana insist nicheze Naija, you see. And then that brings up a problem because at the end of the day you're working. And your job, your next job depends on your last. So if umse ukimbamba sana na hizo yokote atakuitia job nyingine. So again inakuwa kwa box fulani ka manze I really
you also have to cater for the client.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to bring in Mike and as well as you, Alex. So how should artists push music? That's something that you know we are seeing. Liz is not even, you know, she's not even hiding her punches. She's saying these guys are lazy, they need to know to push their music. But some guys probably don't know. Amesema kuna watu wanatengeneza ngoma kwa studio anangoja isikike kwa radio. It's like kuna automatic. And I know Alex has something to say about that. So let's start with you. How, for the artists that you produce, when you produce an artist, how do you guys push your music? Because some of the songs you produce have become big tunes. Tune, as we say, you know, tunes, and some of them have won awards. Yeah. Some of the most prestigious awards in the country. How do you push? How should an artist push? There's a guy who's at home now and is called Lil Dan, you know, and he wants to do his own music. How should he push the music so he can get to a point where it's good enough?
First of all, even before an artist goes to the studio, let them research first on the sound they want to do. Don't go in studio telling a producer, make me like this, you see? And then if you want to be, sound yako is fine now, make sure you do it much better than them. So, first of all, research on your sound. Then, research on the producer who can make you achieve that sound. You see? When you have those things correct, when you go in studio, yani, kila kitu work right. And then when your music is ready, now have a conversation with the producer, ama with your team. Sit down. Know, first of all, who should shoot our video? The people who should get this song first. Because the problem has come that you pay me for a song, let's say a certain amount, and then you expect, hey Alex, sasa sinisaidie kupushi muziki sasa, you see? And it's not in my, in my job description because you're not agreed first. So I think the first people you should know, even before you go to studio, make sure you have the contact list of these DJs, these radio presenters, these radio producers. Because even me, first of all, in my email list, I have like everyone. You see? Because I wanted this song, when I produce a certain song, I know, should it reach this person first? No, it should reach the person first because it's the right person to play this song, first of all. You see, before the other people get it. So I think, first of all, the artist should have the contact list of DJs. Because even I remember that.
Where can they get that contact list?
Ask from producers, ask from famous, like artists when you're before them, it's the right people.
So if I go to an event and I say Kodida, I ask him, how can I get your contact list for DJs?
Kodida has a list because
I'm saying if I'm an upcoming artist, you'd find guys like Kodida.
Before them, so that they get contact list. Because I remember there's a certain artist when we were working with Benachi before you produced Monake. Benachi alikuwa aniuliza tunaweza pata wapi namba ya DJ, this DJ, this DJ and this DJ, because once we get the emails they will get the music first kabla tuwafikie in person. Unaona, so at least they get from various artists their contact lists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike.
I would say when it comes to pushing your music and you're a new artist, let me tell you, the radio station is the last person on the food chain when it comes to your music. A lot of artists go to the radio station first and expecting that's going to basically help them blow up and you'll become this huge personality, but it doesn't work like that. The first person you're supposed to talk to is your listener, your basic person who's going to consume and your song. Now the argument is, oh, you should, how are they going to listen to it if you listen, if we don't play it on radio? Well, that's where the online platform comes on board. That's where you need to push your music. Let me tell you, give you examples. J. Cole, and I'll use international examples because I believe everyone, including Ekodida, wants to be an international artist, right? Oh, you are. Yeah, or you are. Yes,
be
you want to
careful
get
now.
to that level. Yeah? J. Cole was an online artist.
Yeah,
no one knows about that, but he was. Wiz Khalifa, before he got on radio, before he started getting massive airplay, was listened to predominantly online. Yeah. Justin Bieber, when he started his career, he used to make funny home videos, and that literally just simply launched his career. All of these artists that you see that have become big names went through this process where the audience consumed the music first in platforms they are comfortable with, not platforms that are forcing down music down their throats. In radio, you don't have a choice. You don't have as a listener, you don't have as much control for the music, because I will play what research says are the most popular songs to be played. So I'll push down Ekodida down your throat whether you like it or not, you know, and that's it.
So where does that leave the person whose song is yet to hit and the person is yet to be known? Let's use the example is Lil Dan, who's just done a huge song.
So you do a big song.
The song is huge in the studio.
Yes. You do a big song. What you do is do the song, put it online. Start from the basic. Start from your Facebook page. Start from your Twitter handle. Start from your Instagram page. Yeah, start there. Release it, and let that not be the one song that you release and expect this is the one that will give me my retirement. Yeah. No, you have to be consistent. Just like I was telling Alex, it's like advertising. You can't play an ad once and expect people to buy that product. Yeah. So once you release your first one, go ahead, work on the next one, release it on that platform. Work on the next one, release it. Before you know it, you'll start even noticing on your social media that the same people, now you're starting to create a fan base, the same people keep telling you, good job, good work, they start liking your brand. And when they like your brand, they're the same people who call up Classic 105 and say, why aren't you playing this song? And then I am forced to go look for that song and play it. And it could be lucky. God could reach down his hand and pick you on the first song, and that's it, and you've hit and everyone, and that's it. Yeah. But that ends up being, now I end up having to play that song. I may never have heard of you. Then I start looking for you and I start calling you. I start calling now DJs. Hey, umesikia umsanii anaitwa fulani, by the way. Then he tells me, oh, by the way, Mike, hey, umsechi ngoma zake club ni noma sana. Wazinashika, oh, online. Then I do my research. Then I start hunting him down for an interview. Now here comes another problem. You get an artist like that who now his song is big, social, and tells you he doesn't have time for that interview. He doesn't have time to come and see you because now he's become big. Yeah. Gilad is a very good example, one of the hardest working new acts of the last few years. Gilad's music first played on radio on XFM. Yeah, he was non-entity at all, but he brought his song. He told, and he came and he sat down, and I was like, who's this Gilad person? Then I went online and I started reading about him, and he started releasing song after song. I think he was so consistent with one song after the other, after the other, after the other. Before you know it, he started getting booked for gigs. He started being called, and he started making money. But now there's this laziness. And I'm sorry to call it that, but it is laziness. Yeah, there's this laziness where you believe that one song should give you your retirement plan.
Can I say something about this? There's this situation here. The main thing that people are asking for is we have a small piece of cake to share.
Yes.
As a nation. can we expand this cake to 90%? Right now we're sharing like 10%. Can we just change our playlist? You know, and this is to the stakeholders, the guys playing the music.
Okay.
Can we expand the playlist to at least 90? Like out of 10 songs, cheza 9 Kenyan songs, then one, you know, just a practical example. That 90%. Out of 10, cheza 9. And then now let's talk about this artist mwenye push ngoma ama mwenye work hard. But when we have 10%, hata akiwork hard aje utabaki kuna list ya watu no nini Ekodida, the guys you know. You get it kwa sababu space ni ndogo. Okay, una work on air unajua. Time ni ndogo sana that if you don't have hiyo kitu ya policy I have to play more Kenyans and then a few,
but Ekodida, you see,
we won't even have that space for that upcoming artist.
Here's where the problem
Mike, then
comes
can
in.
go to Melos.
Yes, here's where the problem comes in, and I, you know, and I hear you doing the same thing over and over. You keep repeating people who have already created fan bases. When people came and started going in and saying, "Oh, radio is playing too much Tanzanian music," some of the people that were being played like Diamond Platnumz, do you know how long his career span is? It's longer than a lot of Kenyan artists. It was a process for him to get to that level.
I hear you. Do you know how many
Jones in
let
Kenya?
me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Unajua
His
how many
career is
upcoming artists? Acha niseme example. Virus. There's an artist called Virus. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
Have you heard about him?
No.
Have you played his music?
No.
Thank you. Virus has been there since then. Siku zenye mimi nilikuwa naenda 2010. Virus was there.
Then
and
Virus?
he's made make impact underground. Lakini kupata space huku juu imekuwa noma kwa sababu ya nini? We still have this 10% playing local.
Actually,
and tunacheza local content kaslim. Kas 10%. Tunafaa kucheza 90%. Ukicheza mingi local tutakuwa na enough space for this Virus guy.
Let me ask you a question.
Kutakuwa na space for him. But this cake ikiwa ndogo, tunacheza local content kidogo. Hata regardless of how much Virus work hard na fan base atakuwa nao na following yote, he won't even stand a chance to be there.
I'm getting your point.
You get it.
But let me just ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question. If we make it easy, will it make guys work harder or will it make guys just relax? Now, 90% is being played. So
make
I
it
don't
easy
need to
fast. This is my point. Make it easy fast. Tengeneza room kwanza ndio tuongee watu wataingia ama wataingia. Tengeneza hoteli kwanza ndio tujue watu watakula ama watakula. Make it easy fast, then look at the lazy people. Okay. Usiseme tu tutarahisisha kazi watalala. Wewe kwanza rahisisha kazi alafu uone kawa watalala. You get it? So mtanalala hapo shauri yake.
Ekodida, who consumes no,
but
think about it this way.
It's so unfair.
Ekodida,
just let me finish this point. Let me finish this point. It's so unfair that these are jobs. To be honest, if we look at it from angle jobs, I'll be so serious as a DJ. If I'm a DJ, I'll be so serious thinking I'm employing local. I'm not going to employ a foreigner first. I'm employing local. So this local insecurity tapungua kwa sababu na yeye anaweza punguzia kwake, anaweza saidia if if I'm an artist and a DJ plays me over and over and over and over and then I'm a big, not because ati amenicheza over and over juu kuna venye tunafanya naye, ni kwa sababu ngoma yangu inafaa. You get it? Kwa sababu ngoma yangu iko sawa. So acheze over and over and over, then I'm that big, then we got these brands coming, zinatoa do and all that, then I am able to employ mtu kama writer, unaona? Sa industry inazidi kukua bigi. I'm able to employ mtu kama a personal DJ, I'm able to employ security guys, I'm able to employ hata watu wa motorcade and all that. And industry becomes bigger, the cake becomes bigger. So inamaanisha hata insecurity itapungua because most of these guys got jobs.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
But now when you talk of mtu wa branch akuwe lyricist, akuwe writer, you won't be a writer to people that can't even afford.
Ekodida, but don't you see maybe that there could also be the problem where music has degraded to, it's no longer an expression of an artist and an expression of a talent. I'm expecting a return. Do you understand? Now I get it. No, I know we'll get there. Okay, let's get it.
Kama DJ imekuwa na job. What artist has got a job?
Wait.
I would love to add to your point, whatever you said, an artist. I would give an example of Diamond. Diamond saizi anachukua ana-employ wengine, anaona their talent, anawakuza. Kenyan artists, wewe sahi umeinspire wangapi mali umefika? Because now you're a big brand.
Do you need an answer for that?
Yes, I do.
I can't do that because I personally have to struggle struggle.
Yes.
But you're a
Struggle.
brand
Nasikia,
already.
I'm a brand already, but I have to struggle.
Inspire someone
Susikie,
as
susikie.
you're
Sasa
coming up.
umeniuliza swali, it's a communication. You
Sawa,
talk,
okay.
I listen, I speak, you listen. Sawa.
Dida, let's go.
Sawa, thank you. For real, don't frustrate my
Sorry,
It's this simple. It's this simple. There's no way a kid will come and employ a kid. We need to create kings, then they come and employ others. This is my point. There's no way Diamond from nowhere comes to events the coast, left, right, center, Nairobi, wapi. He's being paid millions. And then to expect performance yake in terms of hata financially ako another level when we're having an artist mwenye ajulikana and has influence as equal as Diamond in Kenyan industry. Anakuja na lipua 10k. Na ule amelipua millions. Let's just be honest. This is a country where we're employing foreigners and giving them so much compared to the locals. If you want from Angola job, it doesn't make sense. Tuchukue mlami kutoka majuu. Sikia point. Msiangalie kama competition. Angalia ni point. Imagine wewe ni Mkenya, umekupiga dust hapa chini for years. Alafu unakuja unalipwa 10 bob. Na tuna import mlami mwingine anakuja anapiga same dust analipwa 10 million. Alafu na expect wewe uende employ workers.
Okay,
What employer
I want to throw something your way.
While ule mwingine anaweza start a company kwa sababu yeye ile bi analipwa tu per day kupiga duster.
Okay, I want to ask, based on the point she's raised about how many people have you empowered, are we saying you can only empower when you have money? You get? For example,
What she's talking about,
I'm broadening.
It's not financial. It's not financial.
It's what?
It
Like
includes
you-
mentoring.
Yeah, it's
That's my
mentoring.
understanding. It includes mentorship.
Yeah.
Letting everyone know what I've done. By the way, the art artists najua wa secular. They're not Christians, but wamefanya directly and indirectly and they don't speak. So fact that they don't speak and they don't do the hype thing, because our PR artists are different. There are people who don't like hype. Afanyi hype ndio onekane amesaidia, amefanya kitu, ameanzisha studio, amefanya nini. So fact that they don't do that doesn't mean they don't.
Okay, I want to bring Melops quickly, then I bring a different angle to this.
Now, let's pick an example. These Lambalolo guys. Personally, I didn't think their production for their very first song was 100%. It was substandard. Their video also was not anywhere. The problem was the masses started to demand for this particular song. Yes. So everybody started playing this particular song. Yeah. Personally, I don't think Malwethe is all that, but people are playing it because one, production, I feel it's useless. That song, yani, when I hear production wise, sijui kayo Alexa, mio song nikisikianga nasikia tu kukufa ile ukweli. Na ni song ya kuanguka. So what Mike was saying is, have we tried to build force huku underground chini ya maji? Una build hizo unaweka foundation nyingine strong. By the time unaingia gig
ni kwanza.
Yeah.
What's happening to Kenyan industry is we've done this deliberately or bila kujua, but it's there. We've pushed local artists to a point. You have to do two things. One, you have to either be so good, yani extremely good.
Not really.
Ama do a very stupid song. Let's be honest. Ni kweli ama ni uongo?
That's social media.
If you do wait. Ukifanya stupid song ianze kuwa na music all over, regardless of the quality, regardless of what you're saying, regardless of the content, regardless of what you're saying, itakuwa all over. True or false?
It's true, but I would say
Then go to a Nigerian playlist. Utaangalia utaona ngoma ina make sense, ninachezwa ngoma ina unajua kitu kachi, kitu tumewachia wao ni ngoma has to be dope, tutaicheza huku tumeka. You have to go to extra mile that we make it stupid, extremely stupid, baka mnashindwa huwa nifikiria nini akiimba hiyo tutacheza. We should play it, tunafaa kuweka ikuwe flat. Sikia tu inafaa kuwa flat, that if you are dope, whether you are Nigerian or Kenyan, we're going to play you, and especially if you are Kenyan, we're going to play 90%. Yani uko na guarantee tutakucheza if you are dope.
But that's
okay. I don't think 90% is going to be practical.
That's the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not practical because you're not looking at it from point to job. Look at it from point to job. How many DJs are we going to employ?
Okay.
From personal
Konida, I want to come into
personal
this.
DJs if we empower them.
I agree. And I think
It's not a
Mike brought
fight.
up a point of we also need to appreciate the fact that art primarily, this is art we're talking about.
Yes.
As much as we talk about the money, about
Yes.
it, art at the heart of it is a form of expression
Yes.
in different ways, right?
Yeah.
True.
And actually, not for gospel artists, there's been a lot of criticism about that guys are going on the commercial end. You're not so much focused on spreading the hard-hitting message. You spread a message that will not really how to
the
offend
border.
them to. You know, if for example I was going to hit you, I'll just massage you. Unajua kama ni kuchinja mbuzi, badala ya kuchinja mbuzi na kisu, unaimassage hadi ife. That's the analogy that's been there, you know. So there needs to be that balance of there's the commercial aspect, and there's also the aspect of staying true to the core, the message that you're meant to be passing. Which brings me now to a thing about this quality on two ends. There's quality of engineering, which is what these guys should respond to, and there's a quality of content. You've mentioned like Lambalolo. There's some songs which can't be played. Ideally, should not be played on a platform that has a family, audience. Be it on TV like this or on radio. But eventually, you guys will still play them even on your shows.
Yes, we do.
On mass
Rotation.
on high rotation and on mass platforms. So, do you have any kind of vetting for quality of content, or do you just play because it's big?
Right.
Do you have a responsibility?
Right now, I would say we are in the trap era. Even outside, even in US, these hip hop guys are not singing like the language is not very, very clean. It's dirty, but we still play. So it depends where you're playing the music. So I would say the quality and the content depends where you are. So if it's a TV show and you think families are watching, if it's not like late night, yes, you can play. So we're in the trap era where we are not very choosy about the music. That's personally what I think, because if you look at like Lil Wayne, it's played all over, but his music not that it's very clean. And now we want Lambalolo. It's their language, it's Kiswahili, that's what they know.
Okay.
So they will sing like that.
I'll come back to this conversation in just a bit because I want to bring in the rest of the guys who are at the end point of the music. That's Mike and now coming back here. There's the content. I want to get the content, then we'll get into the engineering. Mike, do you have any kind of limitations as to what you can play and what you can't play, or is censorship enough?
Limitations.
You censor the cuss words, but at times the song, the whole message in itself is you either censor the whole song or not.
It's a very delicate balance. There are times you feel that when you censor it a bit too much, then the essence of the song really is lost, and so because of that song will not play. But yes, content matters. It does matter what is in the song, and not just in the song in the general sense of a few, like it's okay, a few cuss words can be edited out, but also sometimes it's content in terms of the general message that comes out of that song, because we are under laws from the Communications Authority, so we know that there are certain songs if we play, I could get sued, the station could get sued, basically jobs would also be at stake. So we have to follow strict guidelines about that, and that's why I think with every artist they need to understand that, like I said earlier, music is an expression. When you create a body of work, when you have a 10-song album, 8 of them could be your expression, and 2 of them are built for radio to help your brand become.
So it carries the rest.
It carries the rest with it. It's like Beyonce's album. I mean, I did not love all of her songs, but 2 or 3 of them that were created for radio. In fact, a lot of people will remember the collaboration she did with Jay-Z, for instance, and that was what got on airplay. But if you listen to that album, not all songs on that album are great. And she's already an established artist.
Do you censor, or do you kind of regulate what you play, or is it whatever the fans want, we give them?
I regulate. Let me not lie. There's some songs you won't hear me play. Based on content and production.
So what is it in content, for instance, that you would not play for you?
Cuss words, too much of cuss words, too much of, what do you call it, vulgar language. There's some songs where that doesn't make sense. They don't make sense. And that's not, again, I'm a DJ, and every DJ has his own crowd and his own people he wants to appeal to. Personally, I don't want to be appealed to such kind of crowd. I want more corporate-ish, more commercial songs that everyone can listen to and jam to. So I won't play based on where I'm going to as a DJ and my direction as a DJ.
It doesn't fit into your larger vision.
Yeah. I don't play because now everyone is playing.
Okay, Alex.
Yes.
There's been concerns, and it's good, guys, that we're actually having this debate has largely been not even about quality of music. So we at least we're in agreement. There's a lot of quality music, right?
But there is.
There is.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. There's a time one of the biggest concerns was we don't have quality music. You guys are doing many songs.
Music is there.
Yes. So Alex, we still have cases of some guys, and part of it is because of the cost issue that has been mentioned here. Alex tells me he'll charge me X shillings. I can only afford half of that. So since I can't, I'll go to some guy who has what we call bedroom studios. Not that they're bad, but the guy who's starting out, and at that point he can take whatever he needs. So he'll record for me my song at 5K.
I laugh because while I was in the music school, we learned there's a topic called recording. And then we are told that, and it's actually true, like you go to a studio like where you can afford. And a studio is mainly, ukianzisha studio, unaweka studio according to your investment. Like for example, there's a bread for kiosk, there's a bread at Nakumat. Some will choose for Nakumat because it's the brand itself, you know. Some will choose for kiosk because it's cheaper, you know. So there are certain occasions where you get some artists even themselves have bedroom studios. So they'll cut the cost of going to a studio to record and production, like making a beat. So they'll record themselves, and then once they're done, they send it to the engineer to finalize. Even most in the States, those songs are recorded maybe in small studios, and then the engineers finalize the song. Now it comes to cost, like an artist, because as we mainly charge, we don't have a package like where you do recording, mixing, mastering is a different cost. We all do once at one package. You see, like, for example, on a maximum of 20, 30, depends with the producer, according to how long he has been in the industry. And their work also tells a lot. So you meet an artist, tells you that, hey, I have only like this amount, but nataka song yangu ikue sound ka hivi. You see, the expectation is too much, but the cost, the capital, the amount which has been put is too low. But it depends with the producer, because for me, it's about my reputation too. I can't put out a song out there because of the money, and then ikue, atinaweka that tag your Alex, but the song is bad because I look on the money aspect. You see? Sometimes even I sacrifice to put out a good song, which najua on my side, naumia, studio ina tokens, but the song is good, but unaona, it will represent us all. You see, reputation is a good name. Muhimu sana kushinda, like, because the money will come and go, but if you put out a good song, you see, to bring more clients out there. So the engineering perspective has been so much that for me, because I've been mixing songs, like even not producing, mixing songs for the last 3 years, where you get a certain artist bring in files, I do the finalizing thing. You see, like, it's not taken seriously, the engineering part, because you tell an artist this is what it cost, and then say, apana, mi niko na hii amount. Because, for example, I have an album that's coming up in media. I asked one of the engineering students in Canada how much they charge for to engineer one song. The amount they told me to charge here,
how much?
It's about $1,200.
$1,200, that's about 120,000.
Yeah, 120,000, one song. You see, if I try to charge that here, I'll be told that, oh, unapanda bay, you're becoming too important, such things. But if you take, people think that to have a good song, lazima kick and bass, lazima zigonge. You see, that's the problem, you see? But you don't get that easily. You have to look at certain aspects. So we have to take the whole song seriously to have a good end product. Okay. That's our problem now.
Okay. As we come close, I want us to listen to some of the views from the county of Uasin Gishu in Eldoret. And Lois Wangoi is going to be giving us some of those views from the county of Uasin Gishu. Over to you, Lois.
Themselves, but what they are trying to work on is their branding and marketing bit. Now we are joined on set by yet another talent. Start with what you do.
Yeah, okay, we can start with the
Okay, sawa. So you've had pretty much what your colleagues were saying, and recently in the music industry there was even this conversation of just the musician trying to speak to broadcasters, whether on TV or on radio, to support what they do, but by playing their music. But there was also the issue of content. How do you as Kenyan musicians strive to ensure that you keep working on your content and developing it to suit the market, such that you'll not complain that your brothers from Niger or Bongo are taking all the airwaves?
Yes. Thank you very much. What I can say about that issue is whenever you are an artist, a musical artist, anything, so long as you have quality, you have content, despite of where you're coming from. Either you're coming from streets, either you're coming from big cities, so long as you have talent and you have content, it doesn't matter. So about playing our own, what I can say about that, okay, fairly enough, in Kenya we have good content, fairly enough, you know. But our industry has been, our medias as per, has been dominated by, you know, music from outside. Most of the music that is being played is from outside. Doesn't mean that we don't have content, but also in the same manner, we have to up and pull up our socks. We have to up our game also as Kenyan musicians, because it's not a matter of complaining each and every time, but wherever you have content, I know and I believe your music can be played, can be aired.
Yes. And now to believe the industry like any other, then you have to keep on researching, you have to keep on bettering yourself. But seemingly from the conversation that we have had recently on social media, even at personal levels here in the country, there has been a lot of criticism to the music industry. People saying, you guys just wake up and you just decide, now me I'm going to sing, and I'll say it's a very beautiful day in Eldoret, and yes, the cows are grazing and the skies are clear. That's just an example. Yes. To mean that you people are not developing yourselves.
Okay, what I can say about that also, you know, it depends by your reason to get into the industry. You know, what motivated you to be a musical artist. So not everyone that sings is a musician. Not everyone that draws is an art drawing. You know, so what I mean. Anyone who comes to do certain talent, it just depends by their motive.
Some views from the county of Uasin Gishu, that's in Eldoret, and we shall be having the full conversation on our YouTube channel and our Facebook platform, so you can follow it, because this conversation cannot be exhausted, ladies and gentlemen. So I want in 30 seconds, because we have to go. I can see already the NTV Sasta team is here. NTV Sasta comes up in just a bit. And they're talking about something equally important, about first aid to children. That's Jane Goyde and Dorit Majala. But I want you guys, just from that way, coming this way, what is your parting shot?
One,
in regards to the Play KE conversation.
One, let's pull up our socks, both DJs, as in the whole industry. The whole industry, I mean radio presenters, the DJs, the artists, the artist managers. Let's just all pull up our socks and create an industry. Because right now, I don't feel you have an industry. Right now, you have music. Guys are just playing. We don't have an industry where an artist can say, now, this is an industry that I'm in, and it's profiting me in A, B, C, D. So yeah, let's create an industry. Let's come together and create that industry together. There's a lot of content in Kenya. We are very happy with whatever music that is coming out right now, but there's more that we as guys can do, and KE has a lot of potential.
Okay.
I would say there's a lot of content. What we need is to work together. Let us join hands. Let's not put blame games, social media, what. Artists, push yourself. Also DJs, let us support each other. Artists also support the upcoming artists. Don't just leave them. Support them so that you can get on the same level.
Thank you very much. Lizni, we go to your Alex.
Well, simple. Keep working. One day it will pay off. Sample, but not copy. That's it.
Good job. Some of copies. You don't make Nigerian tracks? Huh? You've not made any song with a Nigerian track?
Trust me.
So if I came and I told you I'll give you that $1,200, $120K to do me a Nigerian track.
For engineering, not for...
Okay, Mike, quickly.
Consistency is key. Just be consistent with your music. Alafu kumbuka pia, as we are all pushing to have Kenyan music on radio. Like listeners said, we all need each other. Musicians need radio. Radio needs musicians, and we also need the audience. So just be consistent with your art. Keep working on your art, period. The money is going to come.
Good stuff.
Yeah.